Hi everyone. So I was asked to share with you how I used YouTube during my virtual lessons this year. And when I was asked, I actually laughed out loud because in my house we call these my ransom videos because the only way I could do them without anyone interrupting me in my house was to lock myself in the basement. So that explains my background. And I also say that just to say that I'm not, an expert. I definitely am an amateur at this, but I'm glad to have the opportunity to share with you something that did work for me that I felt was really successful for me during this time. So, just to give you a little bit of background, I decided to do YouTube videos for my lessons because I was trying to think of what would be the best way that I feel like a kid who doesn't have their parents sitting down with them to help, how can they possibly know what to do when I have second graders who, even the good readers in my class maybe couldn't read and comprehend a bunch of directions. So I decided I thought that the best way to do that would be to do a video every day that explained here's what you have to do for the day. So I would make a Google post that explained it, but then I would also do a little like 4 to 5 minute video that I called my intro video, just to explain what we were going to do that day or what their job was to do that day. Um, so that's why I did it. Honestly, I did it because I, for me, it felt like it was easier for me. I wasn't thinking through how to clarify my directions while typing them. It made me feel a little bit better to be able to talk through it. Sort of the unexpected benefit that happened was that overwhelmingly parents told me this was the most successful thing for their child because the kids still felt like they were doing the work for me. So parents weren't having to struggle with their kids trying to get them to do work because it wasn't their parent telling them to do the work. Every day when their kids sat down to do work, it was they were seeing my face and I was the one telling them what to do. And parents said their kids were a lot more willing to do it because it was still coming from their teacher. So that just gives you a little bit of background about why I did it and kind of why I feel that it worked and it was successful. So what I'm going to do is the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to walk you through how to do it, how to actually make the video and upload it. But I'm also just going to include separate links. I'm going to include one video that I feel is just a good representation of what I did. And then I'll include a link to my entire channel if you wanted to see more. So let me walk you through this. I did do most of it on a laptop computer. You can do this all from your phone. That's how I started. Just for me personally, talking into the phone and trying to arrange the phone didn't work for me. I preferred to use the computer, but if you want to download the YouTube app, you can tape the videos from your phone, upload it to your phone, and do all of it straight from your phone. And most of that I'm going to show you on a computer, but most of it transfers pretty easily to what the app would look like. So I just use the camera on the computer. So what I'm going to do now, I'm actually using Screencastify to make this video, so don't let that confuse or overwhelm you. I know someone else is giving you a tutorial on Screencastify, so that's what I used it occasionally with my kids, but Screencastify was not a tool that I used every day. So once you do a video, here's YouTube. You would obviously make your own account. So here, if I go to your videos, this shows all the videos that I made this year. You can see too, I also made parent videos to communicate things to parents when I needed to. So I did use it for several things. So if you are going to upload a video, you go to this little camera right here and go to upload video. I never did go live. I would record it first and then save it to my computer and then upload it. So upload video. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is select files. That's where I'm going to get it from my computer, and I'll just pick a video. All right, so here is where you would title your video. So I usually just title it with the date put in. Let's see, I think today's like the 22nd when I'm taping this. So I would put in the date. You can title it obviously whatever you want. And then the next thing you need to do is say, yes, it is made for kids. Go to next. You just go through this part, just hit next again. The next thing you need to do is say how you want your video listed. So private would be that basically only you can see it. It's saved to your account, but nobody else can view it unless they are logged in as you. We do this sometimes, like if we make videos of Joel that we just want to keep, we'll mark them as private so we can go back to YouTube and see them. Unlisted, this would be that anyone with the link can see your video. So if you wanted to just send a link out, but no one would ever be able to search for that video in YouTube, this is what you would want to do. So this would definitely be an option if you wanted to make videos. I always did public. The reason I did public is because kind of in the hustle and bustle of when we were starting this, I was just nervous to have a hiccup, nervous that if I marked it as unlisted, it wouldn't work. I just wanted to know for sure that kids could get to it. So I marked it as public. The difference between unlisted and public is that anyone in the YouTube world who searches could potentially find your video and watch it. I don't think anybody is super interested in my basement videos, so it didn't bother me. But you could use either unlisted, knowing you would have to give the kids the link and they would to be able to view it, or you could just do public. And then publish. All right, so it is now going to start processing and uploading the video. It does take a couple minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and close it. We don't need to sit here while I upload a video. And then for me to put it in Google Classroom, what I would do is click on the video. So we'll click on this one. It's going to give you a couple options. The only thing I ever really used from this screen is occasionally I might change my thumbnail picture. So the picture that shows up first, I had some really wonky ones for some reason, and so I would change them. But if you're comfortable with what comes up, you can just use that. The biggest thing to know is I would just copy and paste my links into Google Classroom, but you need to be sure to copy and paste this link right here. Do not copy this one because this links to your account. So kids will not be able to open it if you copy and paste this link. So I click here. Then I would just copy and paste it from here.
Hey, boys and girls.
And then I would put it into my Google Classroom
Hey,
post.
boys and girls.
Oops, sorry.
So today is water.
So I would put it into my Google Classroom post, which you can see. So I had it set up, any announcements at the top. Then the first thing they do is they would go in, they'd watch my intro video. Then it would give them their reading assignment, their math assignment, and any optional extra activities. So that is how I used YouTube this year. I'm kind of thinking, even if we're not like all digital next year, I might use this as a tool for kids who are absent because it's safe to assume we're going to have a lot more kids absent. And for me, like I said, it's easier for me to talk through what needs done than to write it all down. So I'm thinking, on those days when there's 5, 6, 7 kids absent, it might be easier for me to record a YouTube video that explains to them what we did that day or what they need to do to make up the work. And then either that could be accessed at home by parents, or if, kids get back to school and they need things made up, instead of me having to sit with them and do it, I could put them on, they could watch the YouTube video for the days that they were absent and know what we did and know how to make up the work. So that's just kind of a thought of, even if we're not doing this every day, how it could potentially be really helpful. I didn't do a ton of instruction through YouTube. But I did do some. You'll see in my videos, a lot of what I did was some quick examples, which I think really helped the kids to be able to see the examples. If I did an instructional video, I typically filmed it separate from an intro video, and they weren't super long usually. But I found that for most of my instruction, a brain pop video or there was usually something else that could support it better than me sitting here with a whiteboard. Now, if we're doing this with all new instruction, there's a good chance that it may need to be used for instruction a little bit more. But my primary purpose was to just introduce the work every day, let them see my face every day, know that I was the one that was giving them the work, and explain those directions for them. So, like I said, I am by no means like this techie expert person. This was just something that worked for me. Hopefully this is a tool that you can use. If you need any help at all, please come ask me. I'm more than happy to help in any way possible. And hopefully this can work for you. Good luck, everybody, as we try to navigate this together. So thank you for letting me share. Bye, everyone.